Hello, it's Desley here again for your weekly update on my journey of building the Creators Sidekick App. So what I've done is I've logged into my account. Now the first week was really primarily about developing the overall plans for the actual app, and that was a real exercise in itself. Yeah, I'm using Claude.ai to not only develop the plans but also to actually develop the app. So the first week primarily was developing the plans, and the first task was for Claude to implement the template that I had actually purchased from Marco from Loquode School, to be able to use that template for the app and design the app around that template. So what you're seeing here at the moment is a little bit further along, but I thought I'd show you just the inside of the app at this stage. There's still quite a bit of development to go, but the journey has been long. What were the lessons of the first week? Be very, very clear with Claude, because Claude can go nuclear on you and also can put in stuff that you don't really want or not in user-friendly language. What I did was I asked a friend of mine who's a web designer, and I actually paid her to review the plans for me, and she gave me very, very good feedback, which was fantastic, which I asked Claude to implement. But the most telling feedback that she gave was, don't be afraid to ask Claude or push back on Claude. Ask it questions. I call it him. So if I slip to him instead of it for AI, please excuse me. Now, so what I did, that was the big lesson, was to push back on Claude. Say, no, that's not right. I didn't ask that. I want this, because otherwise Claude can really go off on a tangent. One of the other things I learned, and I learned not only from Prue, my friend, was don't just willy-nilly accept what Claude says or does. And that's really, really important. I also learnt that week that the best thing to do was to give Claude snapshots of areas that I was looking at, and that because he seems to read images a lot better than text. I would swear that Claude has a multiple personality. Every time I came, there was something different or whatever. It was really strange. But that's okay. I learnt a lot. I hadn't particularly used Claude very much before this, and I'm still learning, but I've found it a very interesting exercise. Actually, my neighbour who I talked to about Claude said, she would say, "Bloody Claude," excuse my swearing, but it was actually quite interesting. You're talking to Claude again. I better get off the phone, or I better do this and that sort of thing. But it was a really big learning exercise. So just quickly, this is the inside of the app, and I'll give you a little bit of a view now. I set up the folders so that it shows, and I've got a number of different folders, and you can create folders and delete folders or edit them, change them around, whatever you like. This is for the batch planning aspect, so for creators who want to plan, say, between 5 and 10 videos or even 3 videos at a time and do different tasks in the plan can do so. And the left-hand side, it shows the last 5 videos that I've started to create. I've also got, and I'll come to it in another week, we'll go through the resources section, and I'll also come through in another week because it's into the actual settings, but I just wanted to give you a quick squeeze this. I don't want to keep this video long. I have found it challenging, but the win was to get the app to start to look like an app. And I had to learn a lot more about PowerShell or Windows PowerShell or Terminal as they call it. When I first started to use Marco's template, I had no idea what a terminal was. That's how much of a coding klutz that I am. Thank you for listening. Any and all feedback on what you've seen today or what you think would be greatly appreciated. Bye for now.